Welcome back to another video. This is my first day back on actual prep. Last week was a deload. It's been 8 days. Yeah, it's been 9 days since my meet, and today was deadlifts and shoulder press and some accessories. I like to do, since deadlift is more of a posterior chain movement, I did quads. I like to do quads the opposite. So since it's more posterior, I do quads on deadlift day and hamstrings on squat day, and then I like to do an upper push, which is a shoulder press, and squats I kind of just leave that alone with upper push, and bench is kind of its own day, which is tomorrow. So this is Monday, pretty sure August 24th. I forget the dates all the time. I don't know. It's a day after Kobe's birthday. I know that for a fact, and that's the reason this channel started, because of Kobe. So before I actually give an analysis of my deadlifts, that's mainly my deadlifts that I want to talk about, not so much my shoulder, but kind of that too. So just training in general. What I want to talk about is, okay, I'm gonna bring up chest. And I know what you're thinking. Why is this guy talking about chest? This is the fitness channel, and he's doing a powerlifting prep. Chest is boring as shit. Nobody wants to talk about chest. And I would think the same thing. But, so I'm going to do a little flashback, kind of. I started playing chess when I was like 6. My cousin taught me in Mexico. We had nothing to do. We were little kids. We were on vacation, and he taught me, and I joined chess club at school, and it was, I liked it. It was pretty fun. I always wanted to play with people, but everyone wanted to play checkers, and I hate checkers. Everyone's like, I don't know how to play chess. Let's play checkers, and I'd always lose right away. It's a fast game. It's not for me. I'm a very slow kind of person. I just do things slow. It's the way I am. That's why I don't have my bachelor's yet, and I changed my major 5 times. Not because I was dumb or anything, but I changed it 5 times because I was okay at moving at a slower pace. It'll be about a total of 8 years getting a bachelor's. I don't care though. I just move slow. I warm up slow in the gym. Slower than most, not that slow. And I just a slow pace kind of person. I've never met someone with more patience than me. So what that means is, I'm bringing up chess because that's a game of patience and strategy. Both. It's more like people say strategy, not so much patience, but it's both. So what I mean by that is when you're strategizing in that game, you got to be patient and think of the next move. Whatever you do from that first time you move the pawn, or the bishop, let's just say you move your pawn first, that kind of determines the whole game. Not really. Because chess has so much statistics involved, and combinations and permutations that I learned from school, being in there so long. I actually learned something. Permutations is, for those who don't know, it's combinations, but not really. Permutations is order matter. So a permutation, just an example, is numbers 1 through 10 in that order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Combinations, 10 numbers, but it's like 5, 4, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, something like that. Combination, the order doesn't matter. Permutations, it does. So everything in this life is permutation and combinations and statistics. So what that means is you do something that determines your next move. That's life, and that's pretty much, it's powerlifting too, but that's life. And chess is a lot like life. Poker is too. I love poker. I'm going to for sure play poker for a living one day, and I know I'll make money. A lot of people do it. I'm not the only one. It's not that hard if you really know what you're doing. So poker and chess, I always thought poker was a lot like life because you could be up 1 minute and then down the next, or whatever. One phase of a year, and then next thing you know, kind of like COVID, we're all kind of down right now. So what that means is you could strategize as perfectly as you want. You could do things a certain way, but you honestly never know how it's going to, nothing is supposed to be the way you think it is. Because today, I thought it was going to be a pretty easy day, in my opinion. That's just what I thought. I had programmed myself to do, 402 deadlift, which is not that heavy at all. But we'll get to that in a little bit. 402 I wanted a 5x5, but I just know I didn't have the endurance for that because I just got back. I'm just barely getting back since my meet. So I was either at 5x5 or 8x3, but I was going with more 8x3 because that's 24 reps, 5x5 is 25, but the 3 reps would save me a lot of energy, just more sets. So high volume, low reps. And I cut it short to 5x3. I only recorded 4, but I had a class at 10 in the morning, and I did wake up late, and I was 20 by the time I was done. So I was rushing out of there to finish my accessories too. I didn't want to leave anything out and go back later, especially because the gym I go to has a time limit, a 2-hour time limit. I got to respect the 8-person capacity. So with that being said, the deadlifts were way harder than I expected. Not like some powerlifters say as they should have been, because they shouldn't have been anything. We don't know until you do it. They're harder than I expected, not than I should have been, because nothing should ever be anyway. Nothing is ever as you expect it to be. That's just the truth. Every movie I've ever seen is never what I expected. Whether it was better or worse, it's never exactly what I expected from the trailers. Pretty much, I can't think of one movie. So what that means is, training will not go as you expect all the time, whether you have a coach or not. I don't have one, but that's not the point. It's irrelevant. This was hard, and I'm honestly probably just going to keep that weight for next week and really conquer the weight. Probably do a 6x3 or something along the lines that was harder than this week, but keep the weight. There's nothing wrong with keeping the weight if it was that hard, because RP was it was 9, and my top single was 427, and that was 8.5. Not too hard, but Honestly, not easy and harder than I expected. So what that means is, honestly, I have a 2 month prep. It's like 10 weeks, but let's just say 9 because I had a deload. Like, I don't recommend that, first of all. It's pretty damn hard. It's my first week and I already think it's hard. But, deadlifts is really hard in general. And it was not belt lift. So I can't imagine Thursday. I have 375 for, I think, a 5x3. Yeah. I mean, that should be easy. I hope it's easy. So, no, not too worried about squats. Not even bench so much. But I am using the Texas Power Bar now. And you're going to see in the shoulders, when I do standing shoulder press, it's way harder for me. Like, honestly, it's way harder. This bar, I don't get why people say it's easier, because I don't think it's easier at all. I really think it's harder than the Ohio Power Bar. I know that sounds stupid, but that's just my opinion. I'm not being biased. I've used the Ohio Power Bar way more, and I still think the Texas Power Bar is harder. It's for sure different, and it's a transition. So I did shoulder press with that, and I'm benching with that. And I benched yesterday, actually. I want to start doing 3 times a week. But it was like deload, but I still want to do three times a week. I might bench 4 times a week. I'm going to upload that. I'm going to keep everyone updated on that. Shoulder press was hard because of the new bar and, just kind of getting back into it. So what I was saying about this is like a 9-week prep. I don't recommend it, honestly, if you're new to powerlifting, kind of like me. But, like I said, I'm visiting my cousin in Dallas, and my cousin's coming with me to visit that cousin in Dallas. And it's going to be a fun time. 5 days. I just wanted to compete while I'm out there. Why not? And, I always go with him to his heavy metal concerts that I don't like at all. Like I think he thinks I like it, but I don't. And it's like, they're like 10 hours long. So he could come once to a 6-hour meet, about 6 hours. And with that being said, I don't know how easy this meet's going to go, like how easy I'm going to choose my numbers. I wanted to do what I didn't do last meet, which was 424 squat. Didn't even get to do it. I did 385 twice because my first one got robbed. And I did 402 third attempt. If it was up to me, I would have just done 408 second attempt. If it was up to me, but my handler, not my coach, chose to do that. No big deal. I'm not even mad about that. Bench 265 I didn't get. No one's fault but me. Deadlift 480 I didn't get, but in my eyes I got it. But I didn't get a touch 501. So the goal would be 429 possibly, 424, 429, and then 265, 270 maybe. It really depends how it goes. And then 501 deadlift on October 24th, and I think that's shy of 1200 total, or it might be 1201.5. I'm not sure. Either that, or I don't know. It'll just probably be a sandbag because this is harder than I expected, and it's just day one. I mean, I'm for sure gonna get stronger. But the point of the video is things don't always go the way we expect it to, and there's nothing wrong with digressing. And just upping the volume, the reps, intensity, and keeping the weight the same. Like, why push it? And you're just gonna be doing singles every single week, and that's it, nothing else. Not a top single and then working sets, just singles. So I'm kind of digressing, kind of taking it easy, like from what it looks like on deadlifts, based off of RPE, based off of how it went. I was a little rushed. I did wake up late, but there's really no excuses. It was hard, and I'm just looking forward to bench and squat tomorrow. So like I mentioned, it didn't go as planned today. This is 427 pounds for a top single, and it looked pretty damn hard. But it didn't feel that hard. I thought it was gonna be easier, but it was RPE 9. Let's just say it was really hard. That's fine. The 402 working sets were way harder, honestly. And one big mistake I think I made last prep, I focused more on 5 rep maxes, 3 rep maxes, and top singles. Well, top triples, top singles, and not so much on working sets because the most I did was 408. 3 weeks out, and then 2 weeks out I did 430 for a 3x2, and I think my grip suffered because I wasn't used to the heavy weight. That's what I think it was. So at least 402 is pretty damn heavy compared to what I did last time. 3 weeks out, 408 is way too light for repping, for doing 480 single, top single, and 457 for 3. Like, I just think I should have gone a little heavier. I mean, not that much crazier, because my first meet, I was going heavier on working sets on my first meet. So if I could change anything, it'd probably be that. But I also, mentioned not going too crazy either, because I was listening to my body. So my grip just pretty much just wasn't ready in general. And I hope it's ready for this next meet. If not, it'll be just a super sandbag day, and I might have to really digress, like I mentioned in the video, which is no big deal. But I'm really going to take the off season to really get better, and I may compete in March at the LA Fit Expo. I'm not sure because I have friends doing it, so I'm not exactly sure I'm going to handle people there. Or I could just I have a friend doing it Saturday, so I would for sure be Sunday because I'm considered a heavyweight, I guess you can say. So I really want to focus on that and just be an all-around athlete and really program a lot better than I did this last, quarantine. I did 531, and then I did my own thing, but I want to focus more on not just 531 and really getting strong in the off season, not treating it like a lazy off season, kind of like I did. A little bit of a mistake. Well, shoulders were here it is. You're gonna see the shoulders. They were pretty damn hard. It was 125 for a 3x8. Scratched it, did 3x5 because it was pretty hard. That bar is honestly, I love it. It's a classic. I don't think I'm gonna sell it. I really want it. I don't want to commit to anything, but I do love the bar. And bringing it, taking it to the gym, I don't mind doing it. So that was, there's really nothing much to say about shoulders. I'm going to really go, but what I do want to say about my accessories, I do want to start going heavy on pull-ups, weighted dips, shoulder press. I kind of neglected my accessories by not going that heavy, but honestly, on my back, I'm going to be doing 3-to-1 on back. So 3 pulls per 1 chest. So for bench, I'm going to just do 3 back exercises. I'm going to do back 3 times a week. I think 4 times a week because I'm a bench probably 4 times a week. So it's probably it's going to be 3 per 1, 3-to-1 ratio. It's good to pull double than what you push. But I'm going to do 3 times. I really want my bench to come up. Like even if I just do 265, at least I want it to be easy. And that's a big progression from my last meet. And my chest is really weak, so it's not that big of a deal if I just do 265. I just want it to feel easy at the very least. Lightweight to feel easy, but heavy for me. So I'm going to be pulling a lot more, and I mean pulling like back accessories, and I really want to focus on weighted pull-ups because I haven't done that in a while. And I've always been a huge fan of calisthenics for weighted calisthenics like dips, push-ups, and weighted pull-ups. I didn't program push-ups, but I'll probably throw that in there honestly because push-ups with chains, I love that, or just any kind of weight, but I prefer chains because it's hard. Having a plate on your back just really messes up the curve you have, your thoracic, all that, kyphosis. I don't want to get into that, but I'm really going to focus on my accessories, even though this one looked hard, the shoulder press, but I got some back tomorrow, and I got a lot of back throughout the week. Here's the shoulders. Honestly, I was today was a pretty disappointing day to say the least. This is 125 and it was so heavy. And I was planning on going all the way down, honestly. I never go all the way down. I've talked about it. I think going to the chin is as low as you need to go. I used to go to my nose before because I heard, going to your ears for stimulation and hypertrophy and just, because I kind of care about hypertrophy. I'm getting pretty damn fat. But, you really feel it just holding it instead of going all the way down. I have shoulder problems, so I don't want to risk that. I don't like the position of the barbell way at the bottom. So, even though I didn't go all the way down, it was hard because this Texas Power Bar is such a bitch, but I love it so much. And, this first week is going to really determine, the whole prep. I know I just got back and I should be kind of weak, I guess, but I wasn't expecting to be this thrown off in this week. So, I really have to analyze each day, each week, and that's what you do when you program yourself. You got to make sure it really goes, you got to really listen to your body, RPE, but just... It is so, it fluctuates so much, and, I had to throw some rear delts. I can't believe how bad my form is. It feels like I'm bending over so much, but I'm really not. The shoulders, nothing amazing on shoulders, but honestly, on my high bar, I haven't done high bar. I don't remember the last time I did high bar squats. It was 2019, right before I joined the gym, so, April, 30th, I think. It was, April 30th, yeah. In 2019, and it's been so long, and I think I maxed out on high bar. It's on my Instagram. I just didn't hit depth, and I don't want to talk about it. Even when I did hit depth, I didn't get it. So it was an easy transition for me to do low bar because I'm really hip dominant. I don't know about quad dominant, but for sure hip dominant. I got quad strength. So I have a friend right now who's transitioning to the whole low bar, and for him it's really hard. And he hasn't been lifting, but for him it's hard. But thank God for me it's easy. I got the genetics for squats that I do. I have big legs, big hips. So at least I got that, but it's not so much for deadlift, my genetics, on my leg genetics, just for squats. I have a good feeling about high bar. It's always going to be beltless high bar. All my accessories, I'm going to try to do them beltless, except for shoulder press on the first day. Second day, I'll go beltless, but for the leg stuff and pretty much everything, it'll be beltless and just build my, bracing strength. And if you have a high bar, if you have a strong high bar squat, it should lead to a strong low bar squat. And I'm going to do front squats second time around a week. And I don't have a good feeling about my squats for sure. I always do. So here's the 225. It's just a 3x5. It was pretty basic. Here are the squats. Today's session, it turns out it wasn't as bad. All the videos, all the clips I showed, they were pretty bad. Deadlifts and shoulders, but I can always rely on my squats. And it ended on a good note because I'm just, I'm really good at squatting, and I was pretty proud of this. 225 high bar is like honestly nothing to brag about, and I'm not bragging. I'm just proud because I really haven't done high bar in so long, and I'm really getting used to, like, I've never done high bar with squat shoes, so that's something very new to me. You should always learn new things in the gym, and that's something I always learn something new every single time I go. If you really pay attention to detail, and I really learned. I thought I was going pretty damn low because it's high bar. It's a whole nother story. It's harder to hit depth, but I don't think I was going as I mean. Now that I look at it, it doesn't look like that much. But I think for me, squat shoes help me hit depth in with high bar. With low bar, it's actually harder. I know that sounds weird, but it's so much harder because I always hit depth with flats. It was just a crazy transition right here. I really wanted to show the actual flats. I mean the heels, sorry. And the Adidas Powerlift 4s, and it's so comfortable. And I really tried to hit depth here. I felt like I was going super ass to grass. It was for sure lower than the other ones. So I was pretty proud with this, 3x5, 225. With 225 pounds. I really think this program is going to go good with high bar squats and low bar squats. I don't think it's the worst idea to high bar, on a deadlift day and not the same day as I low bar squat, because I don't want to go squat heavy and then squat again heavy with high bar. That's just the way I prefer to do it. I'm getting used to it. And Bulgarian split squats is just 60 pounds. That safety squat bar, the Titan one, is 60 pounds. And I did do 3 sets of 10, but I just show one. And, that's something I want to go back to more for like a finisher hypertrophy. That pretty much wraps up the session. I didn't have time for abs, but I did do that at home, a little circuit to keep my abs non-neglected. So if you're going to take anything from this video, I would say, honestly, powerlifting is a game of chess. It's not a game of checkers. Don't rush it. If you're like me and you're not blessed with genetics and you're not that strong, nothing against the people who do have good genetics and are super strong. Honestly, that's no one's fault. If you're born strong, you're born strong. I mean, that's a gift. I'm not hating at all. But if you're just like, you're not that strong and you don't have the genetics and you suck at bench and you have long arms and just your odds are against you, you can improve. It doesn't mean you can't improve. But if it goes at a slow pace, honestly, who cares? Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You could end up getting hurt if you just want to be stronger than the next guy. And I've learned that's a mistake. Just go as slow as you can, as comfortably as you can. Every session should not be an RPE 10. Like, that's just foolish, especially when you're like right now kind of it's a little bit different for me, but if you're like in the beginning of a prep or off season, you don't have to bust your balls every single time you go in the gym. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.